ideas based on you guys.
I'm not very organized. I'm not organized at all in general.
I know. You know, right now the rest of my life is so busy that I feel like I try to, like, when someone brings something up, like it DMs us or emails us, I'll like make a note of it. But then once we sit down, I'm like, wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we literally got here and we're like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, but you guys have great stuff.
We've gotten some good ideas from people. Also, I guess just like life updates, right?
Yeah.
I took part in a dating game the other night.
Which I'm so sorry that we couldn't come.
Oh, well, you know, we'll get to that later. It's quite all right that you didn't come.
Thank you for not coming.
Right. Thank you for not coming. It was a lot of fun, though. It was a massive amount of people.
Yeah.
I mean, the place was packed.
But did you get picked?
I didn't win, per se.
Okay.
So it was organized by the Queer Women's Network here in Atlanta.
Okay.
At a restaurant called Noni's in East Atlanta, which I've never been to.
I've heard of it, but I've never been.
It was funny though, because I'm like, I wonder how many people are in here who just came to have dinner, and it's literally been infiltrated by a zillion lesbians.
Right.
Like
potential, like, especially if they're at the dating game, to me they feel available.
Yeah, well, and that was the cool thing, is like they had like bracelets, like green, yellow, or no, it was green, purple, and red. So green was single, purple was like ask me, and red was taken.
Were most people purple?
I kept forgetting to look.
Oh, God, that's all. It's like
it was a good mix of both.
Okay.
And then a lot of us had on name tags too, especially if you were going to be in the game.
Okay.
So, but there was couples there, you know, people that were in long-term relationships just there to watch and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was like kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I didn't really even like think. Everybody's like, "Are you nervous?" And I'm like, "What's there to be nervous about?" Like,
what
I don't
were the
really care.
questions like? Like, what were they asking?
Oh, well, the first one was, "Where do you see yourself in 10 years?"
Oh, that's
which I was like, "Is this a job interview?"
Right. Where do you see yourself?
What did I say? I think I just said that I hope to be in a similar position, except for with like a long-term partner and like doing a lot of traveling.
Right.
And like advance in my career.
That's awesome.
You know, probably I should have thought about it more because other people have better answers than I did. And I was like, eh. One of the funny ones though was, if you were a part of a car, what would you be?
Okay.
What would your answer be?
I mean, the engine.
Yeah.
So obvious though.
So obvious.
Right.
I said the steering wheel.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's clever.
You know.
I would have felt put on the spot. Like, it's hard to come up with it.
Totally felt put on the spot. Because that was one we didn't know about ahead of time.
I might be the radio.
Yeah? Turn you up?
Yeah.
Exactly. Tune you in.
That's very cool.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I enjoyed it. I met a lot of people, knew a lot of people there.
Okay. But you said there were a lot of new people, which is, again, like another cool thing.
There was people there that I'd never like seen out before.
And to me, that should say, again, like, you could go show up for these like gay bars or whatever, and sometimes I know it's been frustrating because you're like, there's no one out there, but there is this whole subset of women that don't go to bars at all,
right?
Probably the super cool girls that they're going to dinner with friends. Mm-hmm. They're like we are. I mean, if you and I go out, we're getting a great dinner, we're having a great glass of wine, and then I think there's a whole subset of people.
Yeah, I agree.
It sounds like some of them were there.
Yeah, there's people that don't go out that often and stuff. So, but even so, it is like a lot of people are not a lot younger than me, but younger than me. Yeah. You know, there's not a lot of the like 40 plus crowd.
Right.
There.
We're too tired.
I know.
No, I'm not tired at all. I went to see a Prince cover band last night.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was actually really good, but I'll tell you what, like, we went into it thinking it's going to be like every song you know, and it's going to be like, it was not that.
Oh, really?
So I felt like it was a little bit of like they sold it as that, but then it was like this really obscure, like, songs. I think because I'm used to, there's this Fleetwood Mac cover band that's amazing. I mean, the girl looks like Stevie Nicks. She sings the whole Rumors album. I lose my mind every time. This was like, he didn't look like Prince. He wasn't even trying to be Prince. He was sitting, like, it just was like, what? But it was still really fun because we were with awesome friends. And we ended up with like a table. It was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry I missed out.
I know, we were sad you weren't there.
I was working on purpose.
It was all straight people.
It was?
Yeah.
See? It's
true. But I will say, like, you know how, as we do,
I
mean, by the end of the night, Maria and I are like publicly like massive kissing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure at our table there were other like randoms. And I'm like, I'm sure these people are like, what is happening with this couple?
Yeah, like I went to after Melena's birthday, we went out. Okay, did you notice that there was a lot of straight people in that place? They were literally staring
like
at us dancing.
Yeah, like it's like we're zoo animals.
And I kept having like guys would like come up and try to like get in, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! Like,
oh my god, are you sure they weren't just watching us because we're such good dancers?
I mean, have you seen me dance?
Actually, yes, I have.
I am not taking home any awards.
I don't know what it is about me that I really like. This morning we ended up listening to like. Have you ever heard of Peebo Bryson?
No.
Or like Luther Vandross?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we were like blasting it and dancing, and there's like moments that I'm like, I feel like I've got it.
It's so good right now.
My dancing, like if the right music comes on, it can.
That's hilarious. I have never gotten it, and I don't care.
No.
And I'm having fun. So
of course, that's all. I never looked at you and thought you weren't pulling it off.
No. Are we sure about that?
No.
So yeah, good couple weeks.
Okay, so wait, finish out the dating game. Did you leave there with like, okay, like this was really, I feel kind of good about
I did,
prospects.
yeah.
Okay. Who did the girl pick, the contestant pick, and why? Like what happened?
You know, what's interesting is it was really loud in there.
Yeah.
And I ended up talking to the girl that was the date afterward,
Okay.
and she's like, I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
And like we were kind of going out of order some.
Right.
And so it was kind of getting confusing as to whose voice was whose.
Okay.
So she was just like, I walked out and just picked somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you think like, and one thing that you and I have talked about a lot is, and this just came up for you, but is like, it's surprising to us how many people claim to be attracted to like, everybody seems to say they want that like androgynous, maybe masculine leaning girl, which I would have thought when I was coming out, everybody would want femme girls. I thought I did.
Yeah.
And then as I came out more, I realized I'm not really attracted to femme girls at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they're cool, but there's something about like an androgynous girl to me that is super cool.
Yeah.
And but I think that's shifted for me, which they told us in group it might open up your eyes, you never know. But it was interesting too. Like I wonder in this dating game, were the players mostly butch, mostly feminine?
It was like a pretty big mix, but I know that they were having like a hard time with like kind of pairing people's types.
Okay.
Like the contestant or date or whatever for my group, she was femme.
Yeah.
And all of us were on some level femme. And there was definitely like a lot of different levels of like the butch lesbians, femme lesbians, all that stuff. I think the issue that they ran into with like organizing, like, because the girls that did this, you know, I mean, out of the goodness of their heart, it's not like they're making money off of matchmaking.
And they're together.
So and they're together. And they're like literally going through like trying to like figure out who to, you know, put in each group. But the thing is, it's like so many of us know each other. You know, it is such a small community, and it's like, oh, well, she knows so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, so we can't do that group. Right. You know, so.
We should do a thing where we're like, we pick another city that's close to Atlanta, and we do like a mixer of like, that would be so fun actually.
Yeah.
If there was like a city that had a cool gay women group.
Yeah.
If we were like, we had a little mixer here.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's have like Nashville meets Atlanta cocktail party.
So we can really get these lesbians into some long distance relationships.
That sounds
awesome.
But that would be fun though, right?
Yeah, that would be.
Like have a thing where it's like the lesbians of Atlanta meet
the lesbian housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh God. They used to call us that.
Yes.
It's so ridiculous. Not at all the truth. But so would you say your type is still femme?
Femme, but also I mean a little bit of like masculine side too.
Androgynous.
You know, androgynous.
Yeah.
A little bit. But yeah, I was also told the other night that I was androgynous, and I was like, wait, what?
You are.
Like I'm like, I need like a whole
Urban
Dictionary on these terms.
The only thing femme about you is your hair.
I wear makeup though.
So do I. So does everybody.
Not everybody.
Maria does sometimes.
I don't know. I need like a list of details.
I guess there's like a window too.
Because there's a new term that I've been hearing about, which is STEM. Have you heard that?
Science and technology.
Right? Exactly.
I don't like that.
But that
I'd be into STEM.
is a combination of a stud lesbian, which is kind of like a butch lesbian, and a femme lesbian. It's called a stem.
Okay, well that's just what? Like they're both? That's androgynous.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so they're just trying to confuse us now.
They
Now
are. It's these
missing
young
all
kids
out.
on the TikTok
It's the kids on the
that are
TikTok.
confusing me with their freaking terms.
Right.
Because I'm on
But
there,
it
I'm
is
like,
an
wait.
interesting thing. That first of all, how you identify yourself. I would consider myself androgynous, leaning femme.
See, I guess I always picture androgynous as someone who has short hair.
Why?
I don't
That would be
know.
Butch.
I mean, I guess so.
Who do you consider? What do you
Maria's
consider
not.
me?
Maria's androgynous.
Maria's totally androgynous.
And she has short hair.
Yeah, she has short hair with like a girl hair on top.
Yeah.
What would you consider me?
I would say that probably the same as me. Like
Yeah.
a little.
Androgynous, leaning femme.
Yes. Okay.
Let's
Top-
make up our own.
Top leaning
Androgynous-
switch.
And we're an ally.
Like, there's all this shit. No one told me there were so many different
It
terms.
doesn't. We don't have to have labels, but I was
Well,
more
that's
just
true.
curious, like what these girls were like at the thing.
Yeah. It was a pretty big mix.
And it is interesting how you change what you think you want. I mean, I will never forget talking to Milena when we were first in group, and both of us were like, "Where are the femme girls? Like drinking
Yeah.
wine? All these girls are like, butch drinking beer. We're not into it."
Yeah.
And then it's like little by little, I'm like, maybe I am into it.
Yeah. I've been drinking beer my whole life.
There you go. See?
It's like there's a Friends episode where Ross is talking about how he should have known that his wife was gay. Because remember that was like the first season.
Yeah, really?
And he's like, she drank beer from the can.
Oh my god.
I'm like, God damn it.
Right.
You know, whatever.
Anyway, so again, to the point of like having these touch points, dating lots of different girls, women is cool because it kind of like shows you what's attractive to you.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
You know, there are moments when Maria goes to work that she was in a dress and looks very feminine. I think she looks beautiful. Then she's in sweatpants and a flat cap.
Yeah.
And she's doing something, putting a bike rack on the car. And then I'm like, ooh, I like that. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah. And that's just it. There's no label necessary, but I guess it's like when someone does ask you your type, you've got to like
tell them
say
something. Okay.
So
yeah.
As much as I don't want labels to be around, they're around.
Right,
So
they are around.
What are you gonna do?
It's true.
So yeah, let's hear an update on your life the past.
Oh God, guys,
few
things
days.
took a real turn here. So my youngest was itching his head, and if you have kids, it is so terrifying. And I'll preface this by saying my kids go to a very like hippie kind of granola school
Where
I'm
they don't
sure
wash their
chemicals
hair.
are like there's probably no chemicals at all. Like it's very live and let live. Like
Yeah.
we're all here to like love each other. And so he's itching his head. I'm ignoring it because I'm like, this can't be happening. So Maria, who's in the medical field, is like, I'm just gonna look because he's like relentless about his head. So she looks and it is like lice infestation. Okay. And so then she's like, fuck, like, oh my God, we've got to check everybody. And the kids, so then she's like looking through my other kids' hair, they all have it. Then she gets into mine, I have it.
Oh my God. How did you not notice? How
I was kind of itchy, but I thought I was itchy because I was skeeved out by them itching. So then now I'm like getting like anxious, like holy shit. And I'm like thinking, we're here, like what in the world? So I'm freaking out. And I'm also freaking out because it's 9:00 at night and I'm like, how are we dealing with this?
Yeah.
And she has to go to work the next day. And I'm like, I cannot be alone here. Like I am freaking out. So we go to Target. It's like crisis mode. We get the stuff at Target, which I'm told is like.
How embarrassing is that too? To be like
horrible.
The lice
Oh my
kit
God, we
in your
bought,
car.
like, 3
Like,
lice
I don't have
kits.
lice. Don't worry. Like,
And I was literally freaking out. So we get home, we treat everybody. And then she's doing, I guess it's not really about the treatment, it's about the combing out of like what's left in there. Because if there's anything left at all, they can hatch. So she's doing this. I'm dying at this point, okay? So she's doing it. She's like combing out the nits and getting them out. And she did a pretty good job with the boys, but you have to then, in Atlanta, we have this thing called the knit nanny. This is a real thing where they come to your house. It's like a squat team. And they come to your house and like take care of it. Like they guarantee they will get it all and they will walk you through how to make this place home again.
wow.
So I had to wait all day while Maria was at work. I was calling her every help me, soothe me right now.
Soothe me.
So the knit nanny comes, literally sits down, is like, come on, and just starts each kid one at a time getting, and she made me feel so good because she's like, when I leave here, there will not be another bug.
Oh
like
my
it's
gosh.
done. So, and all my friends that have been through it were like, yeah, you get the knit nanny. Like, don't even try to do it yourself because you're going to have it again in 7 days.
Ugh.
So she did it.
Man.
She had to walk us through what to do with the furniture.
Yeah.
So while she's combing them out, I did everything with Maria. And then by the end of the night, we were lice free.
Oh my God.
But it was like, it was a traumatic,
I mean,
horrible,
I didn't want to come over here.
Nobody wanted to come. I didn't want to come over here.
It's like if you set the house on fire, because that's the only way I'm coming over.
My friend called me. She's like, I don't know how you're not in a hotel right now.
Yeah.
Or at the emergency room.
Right.
I was literally, and I was starting to get frustrated with Maria and starting to get like, you're leaving to go to work. I'm here.
Yeah.
She has patience. She's like, I can't not go to work. So we got through it, but it was like this interesting like rawness of like, I know it sounds cheesy, but we were exhausted from this. And we went to bed that night and I thought literally like I was started out like I was so anxious and annoyed, but by the time we went to bed, I did have this feeling of like, I am so glad you're here. Like I don't want to ever have to deal. Like I needed her.
Yeah. Ugh.
And that was kind of a level up moment for us.
It is. Now we've had lice together.
Like when I knew I had it, that's when it was like shit hit the fan.
Oh my God.
It was awful.
I can't even, like, that creeps me out so much.
Yeah.
So you're like, have your kids had lice yet? And I'm like, no.
My kids had never had it.
Oh.
And their friends were like, oh, I've had it like 5 times. I've had it 4 times. I'm like,
what? I've never had it.
Yeah.
Like,
and I never had it.
I remember them doing like lice checks in like elementary school, but I never had it.
It was awful. But it did like bring us closer.
It brings you closer together. How sweet. It's like in the relationship books of like the next step
things you have to do together. You have to have lice together. I have
really bad stomach bug, you know.
Like talking about those like attachment styles.
Yeah.
To your point of like, I don't know, kind of like you do have to go through. There are situations that make you kind of get raw with people. Not that lice is like a thing, but kind of was.
It is.
But I don't know. Like I did feel like when I look back at the beginning of our relationship, and even now still, like there's things that I'm like prideful about, or I'm like, even like things like if I'm getting ready, we get ready together, but there are like things about me that I'm still like not totally raw with her. Like I'm just like, I don't know if I'm embarrassed or like I'm just not, I don't know, but I'm starting to like let go of some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it does kind of take you next level.
Right. I mean, it takes time to get there.
It does.
Get comfortable.
She doesn't seem to have anything.
I mean, that's just her personality.
Yeah.
So.
Like, let me ask you this. This is like really personal.
I'm always, why do you do this to me?
Like, how soon would you be in a relationship? How soon would you just be like completely naked walking around? Within a week?
Yeah.
See, I'm still like, I do it now, of course, but like, I remember at the beginning, like, I don't know, like, I'm not that free, I think, even though I think my body's good.
I mean, but you know what's funny is I would not have done that with a guy. With a guy, I was like grabbing a blanket.
Yeah.
You know, but women, I feel like a lot
totally
more
right off the bat?
Yeah.
Even if you're having like a fat day?
I don't have those.
Never. Okay, sometimes like this morning after all I drank last night, I'm like...
No, I will, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not thinking about that about her.
I'm never thinking about that, but she's so free about it. I'm like, it took me a minute.
Yeah. But that's, I mean...
Is it my personality?
I think it's
that
personality.
I'm like so guarded?
But also, I mean, it does take a minute to like get like comfortable.
But we live together.
But you live together and you've been together for almost a year. Whereas I've been able to do this very quickly.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way week 1. I mean, I'll be naked, but there's no way week 1.
I'm getting up and getting stuff from the kitchen.
I'm not. She is too.
Man. Huh.
Yeah.
Work on that.
I know. I need to work on that. I need to work on being naked.
Although, how do you do that here? Because you've got a zillion kids in the house. So.
I know. I'm naked in front of my kids.
Really?
Yeah.
They're okay, but Maria's not?
She is too, but I wouldn't have been at the beginning. I was self-conscious.
Okay.
Even though, and that's me being like open, like I was self-conscious, even though I think I have a good body.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't have shit to worry about.
But I still was self-conscious.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is that about me where I'm not, I think of myself as like a confident person.
Yeah.
But clearly I'm not.
Surprised. I would think otherwise.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Anyway.
It's a good confidence thing.
Talk to me about these attachment styles.
Okay. So this is actually a book that it's called Attached. I have not read the book,
Okay.
but a friend of mine read it, and she was telling me about like how there's these different attachment styles in dating or in relationships in general. I think this can apply to any relationship.
And do you think it has to do with like how you were raised or genetically?
Yeah. It's a lot of how you were raised, your mental health, that sort of thing. This could be, romantic relationships, friendships, parent-child relationships, all that stuff. Okay. So there's 4 basic types. One is the secure attachment, which I guess really isn't an attachment. You're low on avoidance, low on anxiety. You're comfortable. You're good. You feel
exactly who you are.
Yeah, like you don't need to be reassured every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You're not freaking out.
I know you're coming home.
You're not avoiding talking to them. Okay. The other one is avoidant, which is where you are avoiding like really putting yourself out there, talking about your feelings,
being naked
in front of people, and you're really like uncomfortable with that closeness with someone, letting someone in. The other one is anxious, which means that you crave closeness and intimacy, and you are but you're insecure about whether or not you're getting it from that person. Yeah.
What if I'm just generally anxious about everything?
I mean, there's that too. And then the other one is anxious and avoidant.
Oh, God.
And so it's a mix of being anxious about the relationship and insecure about it, but also you can be avoidant about it.
But if you're anxious about it, wouldn't you not want to avoid it? Because you're like, I need answers,
So I guess I can offer a good explanation on this because I realize that I am the anxious and avoidant.
No, you're not.
Yeah, no, I am.
You are? Okay, tell me.
I am.
You're perfect to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that sarcasm?
No.
So the past 2 relationships I've been in, I realized that I was very avoidant in the beginning. Like I did not let them in. I was very closed off.
Like not telling them personal things.
Yeah, like
about
for one, yes, exactly. I don't tell a lot of people about that. Do not have herpes for the fucking record.
Do not repeat that.
I do not have any form of STDs. I have a clean bill of health.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
But also there's nothing wrong with that. No. It can be treated.
It can be treated. Herpes can't be though.
Herpes can be treated.
It never goes away.
No, but you can still like take medicine for it
Sure.
and be sexually active.
Lots of people have it. Let's let it go.
Okay. So anyway, I don't say things that I don't mean 100%, in a relationship. I'm not going to like confess these feelings that aren't totally true yet.
Do you ever like have a few drinks and you're out with someone having a great time and you're like, oh my God, I'm so into you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do stuff like that.
That's pretty
But I'm, it takes a lot for me to be that like vulnerable with someone. But I've noticed that I can also be anxious. Like if I do start to feel feelings and then I'm not feeling it back, I get really anxious, and like freaked out.
Especially if you've already verbalized it.
Yeah. I put myself out there, and then it's like, and it's almost like the ship has sailed.
Yeah, it's almost like you waited too long.
I waited too long,
and then you start to be like, oh wait, I do love you.
Yeah,
I do love you. And then they're like, now I've got this other thing going.
Right.
Yeah.
So who knows? But
to the same thing. I mean, I wonder if there are people, we don't want to love bomb people.
Well, exactly.
So it's like, where is that?
It's like, where's my happy medium between those two? Because that's just it. I don't want to love bomb someone. And I don't want to jump in too quickly.
But could you not say love and maybe just be like, God, I'm hanging out. I am loving being with you right now.
Yeah. But I should probably say more stuff like that more often earlier in the relationship.
I know. I honestly can't even picture you saying that.
Yeah. It takes a lot for me to be
I think
really
my
nice.
issue is I get really excited and I start saying it all, and then the next day I wake up and I'm like, oh my God,
see,
what
that's
did
just
I say?
it. And like because I've done that and I've been like, oh shit, I said too much. Oh yeah. So this probably boils down to a story that happened to me in college. Oh my God. So I met this guy one night and I had on the beer goggles 100%. I thought he was so attractive, and ended up like saying all sorts of stuff to him about how like I really wanted to date him, and he was like visiting from like Michigan or something. He didn't even live in Georgia. And I don't remember what all I said, but the next morning he was just like, oh, I'm so happy that I met you.
Oh God.
And he fucking moved to Georgia. Yes.
Were you like,
Dude, I did everything I could to be like,
Don't
you should
think about
rethink
it.
this
Yeah.
decision. This is a big move.
We were drinking.
Yeah, and he still moved there. And I never even went on a date with him. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a lot of
And
pressure.
I felt so awful.
Yeah.
And why this guy, I mean, if we were young, how 20s,
I can't take responsibility for
so
that.
yeah, it's like, he should have read my signals and the fact that I was like not really communicating with him.
I know. And I'm so prideful that if you give me 1 ounce of a thought that you don't want me, I am shut down completely.
I don't even know what happened to the guy.
Right.
Like, I know that he moved into some apartments like near my college campus. But,
let's hope he's happy.
I mean, I hope so. I don't remember his last name or anything.
I don't remember his name.
I remember his first name,
What
but not
was
his last. Lewis.
Poor
Lewis.
Sorry, Lewis.
Sorry, dude.
I
had on
tell
drop
us though
goggles.
what brought up the thing about, like, I think it's relevant because this is kind of happening right now.
Yeah.
Where you kind of opened up, you waited so long and then you finally were like, listen, I'm kind of in this with you.
Yeah.
And
my previous relationship, we had just been, talking on and off for the past few months, not really together. And we went, I think, about a month without talking at all. And then she kind of popped back up and
we had hosted a birthday party here a week ago, and they came, and I thought she was so lovely.
Yeah.
Like, what I saw, what felt like things were
really good. And
yeah.
I was like excited about it.
Yeah.
And so I was like really being like open
you were
with
finally
her.
like, I'm gonna do this.
And I
I'm
felt
just gonna I'm gonna say the things I'm feeling so that I have no regrets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I felt really good about it. But yeah, it's not happening.
No.
But it's also a to the point of like neither of us is in like a really safe space to be in a relationship right now.
Right.
So we're taking the approach of like getting fully like healthy.
I mean, it's like what I told you about Robin Arzon. I think I'm saying her name right, but I don't know if any of you guys are Peloton bike people, but if you are, you have to take Robin's class. She is such a badass. Like, I leave every class, like, she's so motivating.
Yeah.
But one of the things that she talks about in this, she has a podcast, maybe, I don't know where I heard this, but she was talking about when she met her husband and how, like, she just wasn't, if she had met him a year earlier or 2 years earlier, she's like, I just wasn't there. And she's a badass. She's an ultra marathoner. She's at the top of the food chain for Peloton.
Yeah.
I mean, she's kick-ass. I think she's endorsed by Adidas. Like, she's awesome. But she was like, I just needed to like do the work. And he was doing the work in his own life. And she's like, when I finally like loved myself so much, she ended up getting like a tattoo of a diamond on her body that was like, I'm married to me. Like I feel great inside. And she's like, and just then he showed up. Yeah. And he had done the work. So it's almost like attracts like. Like if you're healthy and have done the work, like you said, you're maybe not in that space yet, but when you are, that woman shows up that's also so awesome and healthy versus you fixing something that's not really your place to do.
Right, exactly. And it's like, if I were to go to my therapist tomorrow and be like, oh, I'm back in a relationship with so-and-so, she'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I can't help you.
So anymore. It's like, at least I don't have to do that.
Yeah. We're both so scared of our therapist.
I know, right?
I'm thinking about not going.
No, go.
Like, she's so tough on me.
She's tough on me too. And I have to write a letter from my adolescent self.
Yeah.
Not to, but as that person. And I have complete writer's block. Like, I don't even know the first word to put down. And I never have writer's block. Right. So I'm like really anxious about my appointment.
But could you say, like, to my adolescent self, like, you don't have to be the good girl? Like, that was one of the things I think from your childhood.
Yeah.
Or like, even, didn't you say like you've had issues where siblings make fun of you. Like, that's a rite of passage. Right. But like where you felt maybe like they would kind of throw some digs.
Yeah. Like a little bit too much.
A little bit too much.
To where I had to like have this real like tough exterior.
Yeah.
To like deal with it.
I know. We deal with that in our household where my middle, Owen, who was on the show, my oldest is like hard on him. And sometimes it's like, I think you're damaging him.
Well, yeah,
like,
because
stop.
The thing is like you're kind of taught in that situation to not feel feelings. Yeah. And to not get upset. Yeah. And so you've got to be really tough, and then eventually it all overflows. Right. You know? And that's what would happen to me. You know, my sister would pick at me, do all this stuff, and I'd be really tough about it. But then like one little thing would set me off because it's like I can't
deal with it anymore.
You know?
Yeah, you've said I'm this, I'm this. Right.
And looking back at it, it's a lot of it was like about my presence and the fact that I wasn't like a super girly girl. You know, I was into sports and didn't want to like wear all the dresses and stuff.
Right.
So.
But it's like I wonder if those things do have an impact on your attachment style.
Yeah.
And then does it also say like because I think I start off maybe avoidant, but then I feel now like I'm getting more to like a secure attachment.
Yeah.
Can you, like, I guess of course you can evolve, but even in your own relationship, can you start off, they all start off kind of scary.
Yeah, I think so. I think it just kind of depends on like your past experiences and stuff. And like, you know, like I said, it's like I can tell that I'm not 110% ready for a relationship right now.
Right.
You know, but I'm getting there. And it's like little things like that, like identifying like how I can be is like another step in that.
And I think it's true, like for the therapy, like when you identify and you see it in yourself, you kind of check yourself.
Yeah.
Like my thing that I'm working on is what I told you earlier. That's like such an ugly quality about me, but I now see it, and I see it when I do it. And I just at least notice it, and I'm like,
yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting because being in my marriage, I didn't really think about this stuff.
You don't have to do anything.
I wasn't really, and it's kind of like, why wasn't I having to do that? You know, like why wasn't I challenged to do these things? It felt easy, but at the same time, it's like there wasn't like that connection. There wasn't that passion.
No,
you know?
And it does. That's so true, because it's like if we're off at all, I can't sleep with her.
Yeah,
like I can lay in the bed. And I can hold her hand and go through the motions, but that's all I can do.
Yeah.
Like I physically can't. I struggle with, and I think she could.
Yeah.
But like I physically shut down.
Yeah.
If we're not connected.
And when you were married, did you have that situation?
No, because I never felt like I didn't care enough, I guess, to. This is so terrible, but it's like I just went through the motions.
Yeah.
And with her, it's like I can't just go
and
through
I think
the
that's just it. It's like we're navigating something that we'd never had to do before.
Yeah.
And I guess people do this in straight relationships.
But how do you?
And we just didn't realize? I don't know.
Do you feel like, though, to stay, like when you are in a serious relationship, like one thing that we focus on all the time is like, how do we stay connected so that when we go to bed at night, it's like a very loving, like watching TV in bed with someone you love can be so awesome. It's like the best part of my whole day.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you, if you're not connected during the day, then it wrecks that time. Right. It's like, that's what I'm trying to navigate. It's like, how do you stay connected when there's 4 kids screaming, they're fighting, now we've got lice, now we've got all these things. And it's like, you got to just like stop and look at each other and be like, are we still okay? Like, and that's a full-time thing.
I mean, I kind of remember that when I was married though.
Yeah.
Like when, you know, we're raising 2 babies, you know, my kids are less than 2 years apart.
Right.
So it was hectic.
Right.
And I do remember like at the end of the day, just being like what just happened?
Yeah.
And I'm too tired to like sit here and try to like even talk to you.
But could you ever with him just like take a second, look in his eyes, this sounds so cheesy, and be like, okay, we're on the same team, like I'm back in this with you?
No.
Right?
It just was not at that level.
No,
like and it's sad to say, but it's like it was more like just a friendship.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And now don't get me wrong, I do have sad times where I'm like, man, I kind of miss like laying in bed, watching TV with him. But I can't say that I've like missed the intimacy part.
No.
In a lot of ways, it's such a relief to me to not have that weighing over me anymore. It's incredible.
Right. Do you ever go to bed with someone and when you were dating someone seriously and you are like not on like you want you're ready to like hook up and they're kind of tired and then you're kind of like, oh, now I feel rejected.
Been turned down?
Yeah.
And it was awful. And I wanted to call Tom and be like, I'm so sorry for all those times that I rejected you, because it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Even if they are tired, you know, like whatever, but
it is like for girls, like at least in our relationship, like it's not just like a wham bam get it done. It's like there's a process. It's a commitment, and so anyway.
Yeah.
It's important.
It is.
And it starts in the middle of the day.
And it's important in a way that it wasn't previously.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe it's just that whole big thing that we're gay as fuck.
We are very gay.
Yeah.
I know, I'm getting gayer by the day. It's like you say, we keep leveling
up with the gayness. Yes, 100%.
I was thinking about last night when we were sitting at this table with the straight people. There's like all straight people on one side, and then our gay, Melina and her girlfriend, Maria and I on our side. And it was like I looked across the table, and even at one point it occurred to me, I'm like, these women have to go home with these gross boys. I'm like,
oh my God, that's so true. Because I was like, last night I worked from home, and I had Netflix on like throughout my shift.
Yeah.
And I was watching this show called Love is Blind.
Okay.
And it's all heterosexual couples, of course.
Okay.
But they don't get to see each other in person. They like are talking like through a wall and like kind of like getting to know each other that way. And they don't see each, like they're proposing to each other and they haven't seen each other. I wanted to throw up.
What happens when we see each other? Because then you see like the person's vibe and
right,
like gross.
Right. Like they all seem to like each other, but I'm looking at these dudes like, ugh. Like,
this woman, the straight woman, was getting completely bombed.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to work up to that shit.
Yeah, she's got to work up to that shit.
It's a tough thing to do.
Oh my God,
I've been there.
It's true.
I mean, it's the only way to survive sometimes. It's as sad as that is.
It's really
I'm
sad.
such a dick.
I'm so glad that you're on the other side.
I am too. Because it's like Valentine's Day. I was like, man.
I know. How was Valentine's Day? Like, was that because you did? I saw somebody post something about like this can be a really depressing holiday, but to me, it's such a bullshit holiday.
Yeah, I've equated it to New Year's. You know, where it's like you feel a lot of pressure to like have someone and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I kept forgetting that it was Valentine's Day.
I know.
It wasn't until like a few people texted me saying like Happy Valentine's. Like my dad did, my sister. My best friend, she had gotten me a card that she was going to give to me at work, but I didn't go in.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was kind of like, oh, yeah, it's that.
It's just another
but
day.
I was also like, like I don't have that obligation.
Right. And I think for us, it was more about the kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's
and that was fun, you know.
Right. With our lice.
Right. My kids had like Valentine's Day parties at school. I didn't go because I was up here in Atlanta, but like Tom went and they had fun and the whole nine. So
my little one like said he got home and he's like, I asked her. I'm like, what? And he's like, I asked her to be my Valentine. I'm like, you did? I'm like, that's super ballsy.
My God. That's adorable. What'd she say?
Yes.
How cute.
And her name's Miller. How cool is her name?
That's my cat's name.
It is?
Yes. And she's a girl.
And she's a girl. So
there
you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah.
Well, I approve then.
Yes, exactly.
With this little relationship. That's adorable.
I know. I can't believe that I know this little girl and she is super cool, but I'm like, I don't want him to get his feelings hurt because they were kind of like together in the past, and then she'll like come to school and be like, you know what, I'm not into this today.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's little. It's a nothing.
God. See, my elementary school relationships would last for years because like we didn't speak to each other.
Yeah, you never had to deal with it. Yeah.
Right. Like,
no, he's into it.
Okay.
Like tonight we're all going to Ponce City Market with the kids, and his whole mission is like finding something for Miller, which they're not supposed to give gifts. So I'm like, I don't know how you're giving it to her under the table, but
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 8.
So what? Is that second grade? Third grade?
No, first, second. They do 1, 2s at his school.
Oh, really?
So he's in second. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a boyfriend until I was in 3rd grade.
Right. Well, he moves quickly. He's
I
in
guess
3rd.
so.
When you have a 3rd, I'm just going to let everyone know. Everything goes out the window.
Everything
the
happens
homemade baby food that my folks got. I would go to the farmer's market and I would buy vegetables, churn them up. I'm not kidding. Put them in ice cube trays, freeze them, and I made all her food.
I did that like once, and then she wouldn't eat it.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck this noise. So.
Yeah, fuck this noise.
That was way too much work for her not to eat this shit. So, yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, with that, I don't know what we talked about in this episode, but of course, you know.
We talked about the attachment styles. And tell us your attachment style.
Yeah, totally.
And then the goal is we're all trying to get to secure attachment.
Yes.
Yeah. With our trust issues and all these things you come to the table with.
Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough world out there.
It is.
But yeah. Email us with your ideas. We love them. And Melisa and Alli at gmail.com. Melisa is spelled Melisa.
Yeah.
And Alli, ALLI.
Yep.
At gmail.com. And also on Instagram, Facebook. I actually posted something on Facebook the other day. From
really?
The Lesbian Chronicles.
Okay, let me say too that I'm hearing from people saying they're starting either getting therapy groups started with like trying to get their therapist to start groups, or people actually starting more meetups and like get-togethers. People have talked about just like finding people in their cities. I cannot say that enough. It will change your life.
Yeah, and the whole thing is, it's like you feel so alone, like there's no one around. There's people around.
They're everywhere.
Like you just gotta pull them out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
So.
And it's scary at the beginning, but then it gets so good that you're like, I can't believe I was suffering over here by myself.
Yeah. And also write us reviews on Apple. Because those are awesome, and it's really like boosting us.
Only if they're nice, though.
Yeah, only nice ones, please. You know, you can say little negative things if you want to, but give us 5 stars still.
Like me saying right all the time. Right.
I mean, it's hard.
It is hard. It's a habit.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.